I raised him alone. From the moment his father died, it was just the two of us. Me and my boy. Against the world. I worked 2 jobs. Sometimes 3. I went without new clothes so he could have new shoes. I ate less so he could eat more. I cried in the dark, so he would never see me weak. I did it all for him. Every sacrifice. Every long night. Every morning I woke up exhausted but put a smile on my face because he needed to see that we were going to be okay. And we were okay. We were better than okay. We were a team. Him and me. Me and him. Until she came. I do not blame her. Not anymore. I used to. I used to lie awake at night, staring at the ceiling, asking God why she had to take my son away from me. But I do not blame her now, because the truth is he chose her. Not because she made him, but because he wanted to. And that is the hardest thing for a mother to accept. That the child you carried in your body for 9 months, the child you held in your arms and promised to protect forever, one day grows up and chooses someone else. Not because you did something wrong, but because that is what children are supposed to do. They are supposed to leave. They are supposed to build their own lives. They are supposed to love someone else more than they love you. I know that now, but knowing it does not make it hurt any less. My name is Eleanor. I am 69 years old. I am a widow, a mother, a grandmother. And this is the story of how I raised my son alone and watched him choose her over me. Pull up a chair, dear. Let me tell you about love. The kind that builds you up. And the kind that breaks you down. Let me tell you about my husband. His name was Thomas. Thomas was a good man. A kind man. He worked at the factory for 23 years. He came home every day at 5:30 p.m., took off his boots at the door, and kissed me on the forehead. "Hello, my Eleanor," he would say. "How was your day?" He never complained. Not about work. Not about money. Not about anything. When we found out I was pregnant, Thomas cried. Big happy tears. He held my hands and said, "We are going to be a family. A real family." We were so happy. So full of hope. Then Thomas got sick. It started with a cough. A small one. Nothing serious, we thought. But the cough did not go away. It got worse. He lost weight. He stopped eating. He was tired all the time. The doctors said it was cancer. Lung cancer. By the time they found it, it was already too late. Thomas died 6 months before our son was born. I sat in the hospital room, holding his hand, watching the life leave his eyes. I was 7 months pregnant. I was alone. I was terrified. "Thomas," I whispered, "please do not leave me. I cannot do this alone." He opened his eyes one last time. He looked at me, and he said, "You are the strongest woman I know, Eleanor. You can do this. You can do anything." Then he was gone. I do not remember the funeral. I do not remember the weeks after. I only remember waking up one morning, feeling the baby kick inside me, and realizing that I had to keep going. For him. For Thomas's son. I named him Joseph, after Thomas's father. But I called him Joey. My little Joey. The first year was the hardest. I had no money. No family nearby. No one to help me. I learned to change diapers with one hand while cooking dinner with the other. I learned to rock Joey to sleep while paying bills on the phone. I learned to be both mother and father. Both nurturer and provider. I worked as a waitress during the day. My neighbor, Mrs. Patricia, watched Joey for me. She was an older woman, retired, kind. She would not let me pay her. She said, "You save your money for that baby. I am happy to help." At night, after Joey went to sleep, I cleaned offices. I would push a vacuum and think about Thomas. I would wonder if he could see me, if he was proud of me. When Joey was 3, I got a better job. Receptionist at a doctor's office. Steady hours. Steady pay. Enough to rent a small apartment with 2 bedrooms. Joey got his own room. He was so excited. He ran around in circles yelling, "My room! My room!" I stood in the doorway and cried. Happy tears. The first happy tears since Thomas died. Joey grew into a wonderful boy. Kind. Gentle. Respectful. He never gave me trouble. Not once. He did his homework without being asked. He helped with the dishes. He held my hand when we crossed the street, even when he was too old for that. "Mama," he would say, When I grow up, I am going to buy you a big house with a garden, and you will never have to work again. I would hug him and say, just be happy, Joey. That is all I want. Just be happy. In high school, he was popular, not because he was the best looking or the most athletic, but because he was kind. He defended the kids who got bullied. He helped the teachers clean up after class. He volunteered at the senior center on weekends. The other mothers would say to me, Eleanor, you raised such a good son. You should be so proud. And I was. I was so proud. But I was also scared. Because I knew that one day he would leave. One day, he would find someone else to love. And I would become second. I just did not know how much that would hurt. Joey went to college. State school not too far. He came home every weekend at first. Then every other weekend. Then once a month. I understood. He was busy. He had friends. He had classes. He had a life. I did not want to be the mother who clung too tight. The one who could not let go. So I smiled. I told him to have fun. I told him to study hard. I told him I loved him. And every time he left, I stood at the door and watched him drive away. And I felt a little piece of my heart leave with him. After college, he moved back home for a year. He was saving money, looking for a job. It was wonderful having him there. The apartment felt full again. Alive again. He would make me breakfast on weekends. He would sit with me and watch old movies. He would sit with me and watch old movies. He would tell me about his day, his friends, his dreams. Mama, he said one night, I want to find someone. Someone to share my life with. My heart clenched. But I smiled. You will, baby. When the time is right, you will. A few months later, he met her. Her name was Claire. Joey brought Claire to meet me on a Sunday afternoon. He called ahead. Mama, I want you to meet someone special. She means a lot to me. I cleaned the apartment. I made a pot roast. I put on my good dress, the blue one Thomas used to like. The doorbell rang. I opened the door. And there she was. Claire. Pretty. Young. Blonde hair, blue eyes, a bright smile. She was wearing a yellow sundress and white sandals. Mrs. Eleanor, she said. Joey talks about you all the time. I feel like I already know you. She hugged me. A real hug. Warm. Genuine. I thought, maybe this will be okay. Maybe she is different. Dinner was lovely. Claire asked me about Thomas. About Joey as a child. About my job. She listened. She laughed at my stories. She helped with the dishes. After she left, Joey hugged me. Well, Mama, what do you think? I hesitated. She seems lovely, Joey. Truly. But, he said. He knew me too well. No but, I said. Just promise me something. Anything, Mama. Promise me you will not forget about me. When you have your own family. Promise me there will still be room for me. Joey laughed. Mama, you are my mother. There will always be room for you. Always. I wanted to believe him. I really did. The wedding was a year later. Small. In a garden. Claire wore a white dress. Joey wore a gray suit. He looked so much like Thomas that I almost could not breathe. At the reception, Joey made a toast. He raised his glass and said, to my mother. The woman who raised me alone. Who worked 2 jobs so I could have a good life. Who never complained, never gave up, never stopped loving me. I would not be the man I am today without her. Everyone looked at me. I cried. Of course I cried. Claire hugged me. You raised a good man, Mrs. Eleanor. I will take care of him. I promise. I believed her. I really did. After the wedding, things changed. Slowly at first. Then all at once. Joey and Claire bought a house. 30 minutes away. Not far. But far enough. They came for Sunday dinners every week at first. Then every other week. Then once a month. I told myself they were busy. New house. New jobs. New life together. It was normal. But I noticed small things. Claire stopped hugging me when she came over. She would say, Hi, Eleanor, from the doorway. Not Mrs. Eleanor. Not Mom. Just Eleanor. She stopped helping with the dishes. She would sit on the sofa and look at her phone while I cleaned up. When I tried to give advice, Just small things like how to remove a stain or how to make Joey's favorite soup. Claire would smile and say, "That is not how we do it. We. Not a we." As if Joey and I were not a we anymore. As if I had been replaced. I tried to talk to Joey about it. "Joey," I said one day on the phone, "does Claire have a problem with me?" "What? No, Mama. Of course not. Why would you say that?" "I do not know. She just seems different. Colder." "Mama, you are imagining things. Claire loves you. She is just busy. Work is stressful. Give her time." I gave her time. I gave her a year. 2 years. The coldness did not go away. It got worse. The grandchildren came. 2 of them. First a girl, Lily. Then a boy, Thomas. Named after his grandfather. I was overjoyed. I wanted to be part of their lives. I wanted to be the grandmother who babysat, who baked cookies, who read bedtime stories. But Claire did not want that. When Lily was born, I offered to come stay for a week. To help with cooking and cleaning. To let Claire rest. Claire said, "That is very kind, Eleanor. But my mother is coming. We only have room for 1 guest. Only room for 1 guest. In a 4-bedroom house," that I said. "I can sleep on the sofa. I do not mind." "No," Claire said. "That will not work for us." Us. There was that word again. I did not push. I did not want to be the difficult mother-in-law. So I waited. I waited for an invitation to come see my granddaughter. The invitation came 3 weeks later. For 2 hours. On a Tuesday afternoon. I drove 30 minutes. Stayed for 2 hours. Held Lily for 20 minutes. Then Claire said, "She needs to nap now." I drove 30 minutes home. 2 hours of driving for 20 minutes with my granddaughter. I did that every week for 6 months. Until Claire started canceling. Lily is fussy today. We have plans. Maybe next week. Next week never came. I saw Lily at her first birthday party. For 2 hours. Then Claire said, "She needs to rest." I saw Thomas when he was born. For 1 hour. In the hospital. Then Claire said, "Visiting hours are over." I started to feel like a stranger. Like someone on the outside looking in. Joey called less often. Once a week. Then every 2 weeks. Then once a month. When I called him, he always sounded rushed. "Can I call you back, Mama?" He never did. I stopped calling. I told myself he was busy. Busy with work. Busy with the kids. Busy with Claire, but deep down I knew. I was not a priority anymore. I was an afterthought. The breaking point came on my birthday. I turned 65. A big one. I did not want a party. I just wanted to see my son. My grandchildren. Maybe have dinner together. Nothing fancy. Joey called me in the morning. "Happy birthday, Mama." "Thank you, baby. Are you coming over tonight?" There was a long pause. "Mama, Claire plans something with her family tonight." I forgot. "I am so sorry." "Oh," said. "That is okay. We can celebrate another day." "We will, Mama. I promise." He did not come. He did not call the next day. He did not call the next week. I spent my 65th birthday alone. I made myself a small cake. I lit 1 candle. I made a wish. I wished for my son. Just to see him. Just for an hour. The candle burned out. The wish did not come true. The next few years were a blur of missed birthdays, canceled plans, and empty promises. I saw Lily and Thomas twice a year. Christmas and Easter. For 2 hours each time. They did not know me. I was a stranger. A nice old lady who gave them presents and hugged them too tight. Joey called on holidays. Sometimes. When he remembered. I stopped crying about it. The tears dried up. There was nothing left. Then something happened that changed everything. My neighbor, Mrs. Patricia, the one who watched Joey when he was a baby, she passed away. She was 94. She had no family. I was the one who found her. I sat in her empty apartment, looking at her things. Her photographs. Her old furniture. Her life, reduced to boxes. And I thought, that will be me someday. Alone. Forgotten. I went home. I sat on my sofa. And I made a decision. I was going to write Joey a letter. Not an angry letter. Not a guilt letter. Just an honest one. I took out a piece of paper. I sat at my kitchen table. And I wrote, "My dear Joey, I am not angry. I want you to know that first. I have never been angry at you. Only sad. Sad because I miss you. Sad because I raised you alone, and now I am alone again. I do not blame Claire. She is your wife. You chose her. That is what you were supposed to do. But I need you to know something. I need you to know that I did not sacrifice my life for you, so I could be forgotten. I did not work 2 jobs and go without sleep, so I could be a stranger to my own grandchildren. I am not asking for much. Just a phone call. Once a week. Just a visit. Once a month. Just to know that I still matter to you. Because I raised you alone, Joey. Me. No one else. And I would do it again. 1,000 times over. Because you are my son. And I love you. But love should not hurt this much. Please call me Mama. I mailed the letter on a Monday. I waited. A week passed. Nothing. 2 weeks. Nothing. 3 weeks. Nothing. I started to think he did not get it. Or he got it and threw it away. Or Claire hid it from him. Then on a Thursday evening my phone rang. It was Joey. "Mama," he said. His voice was strange. "Quiet. I got your letter." "Okay," I said. "I read it 3 times." "Okay." "Mama, I did not know you felt that way. I did not know you were so sad." "Joey, I have been sad for years. I just did not want to burden you." There was a long silence. I heard him breathing. "I am sorry, Mama," he said. "I am so sorry." "I do not want you to be sorry," I said. "I want you to come home. Just for a visit. Just you and me. Like old times." Another silence. Longer this time. "Mama," he said. "Claire does not think it is a good idea. She says you are trying to manipulate me. To guilt me. She says we need boundaries." Boundaries. That word. That cold, clinical word. "Joey," I said. "I am not trying to manipulate anyone. I am just a lonely old woman who misses her son." "I know, Mama. I know. But I have to respect Claire's feelings. She is my wife. And I am your mother," I said. My voice cracked. "I raised you alone, Joey. I gave you everything. Does that mean nothing?" "It means everything, Mama. But Claire is my family now. You have to understand that." I closed my eyes. The tears came. Silent. Hot. "I understand," I said. "I understand that I raised you alone. And now I am alone again." I hung up. I did not cry. I was too tired to cry. I just sat there. In the dark. In the silence. In the life I had built for a son who no longer needed me. That was 4 years ago. I have not seen Joey in 4 years. Not since Lily's 6th birthday party. I drove 2 hours. Because they moved further away. I stayed for 1 hour. Claire did not say hello to me. I have not seen Thomas in 3 years. He is 7 now. He probably does not remember me. Joey calls sometimes. On my birthday. On Christmas. On Mother's Day. The calls are short. 5 minutes. 10 at most. "How are you, Mama?" "I am fine, baby." "How are the kids?" "They are good. Busy." "I love you, Joey." "Love you too, Mama." "Happy Mother's Day." Then he hangs up. And I am alone again. I have stopped waiting for the phone to ring. I have stopped hoping for an invitation. I have stopped dreaming about holidays with my grandchildren. I have built a new life. A smaller life. But a full one. I joined a church group. Women my age. Widows mostly. Some divorced. Some never married. We meet on Wednesdays. We talk about our children. Our grandchildren. Our aches and pains. Our loneliness. We laugh. We cry. We pray. I started volunteering at the local elementary school. Reading to children. Kindergartners. They do not know I am lonely. They just know I am the grandmother who reads them stories and brings them stickers. I adopted a cat. A gray tabby named Oliver. He sleeps on my bed. He purrs when I cry. He does not judge me. And I have learned to be okay. Not happy. Not every day. But okay. I still love Joey. I will always love Joey. He is my son. The baby I held in my arms. The little boy who held my hand crossing the street. The young man who promised to buy me a big house with a garden. I do not blame Claire anymore. She is not a villain. She is just a woman who wanted her own family, her own life, her own space. She did not set out to hurt me. She just wanted to protect what was hers. And Joey? He is not a villain either. He is just a man trying to be a good husband, a good father. He is doing what he thinks is right. The sad truth is no one is wrong here. And that is what makes it so painful. If Claire were cruel, I could hate her. If Joey were ungrateful, I could be angry. But they are not. They are just living their lives. And I am not in it. Here is what I have learned. What I want you to take with you. Raising a child is like planting a tree. You water it. You feed it. You protect it from the storms. You watch it grow. And one day, that tree grows tall and strong. It bears fruit. It provides shade. But it does not belong to you anymore. It belongs to the world. That is what I have learned. My son does not belong to me. He belonged to me when he was small, when he needed me to survive. But he is not small anymore. He is a man, a husband, a father. He has his own tree now. And I am standing in the shade of mine, watching his grow in the distance. It is not what I imagined, but it is life. To any mother listening to this, do not make the same mistakes I did. Do not hold on too tight. Do not make your child responsible for your happiness. Let them go. Love them from a distance. Trust that you raised them well enough to find their own way. To any son or daughter listening, call your mother. Not because you have to, because one day she will be gone, and you will wish you had. To any daughter-in-law listening, be kind to the old woman. She is not trying to take your place. She is just trying to find her place. She raised the man you love. Honor that, even if it is hard. And to anyone who feels alone, you are not. There are millions of us, sitting in our homes, waiting for the phone to ring. Do not wait. Go live your life. Find your people. Plant your garden. Read to children. Adopta cat. Do not let your happiness depend on someone else's phone call. My name is Eleanor. I am 69 years old. I live alone in a small,